So shall we, is everyone ready to go ahead and get it started? Yes? All
Are you
right.
ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So thank you everyone and welcome for joining us for day 3 of Car Free Week. This is an amazing celebration um, throughout the world actually that raises awareness about how we can stop using our car and get more mobile using a variety of different ways like using a bike, walking, taking a scooter, or any other means of creative transportation methods we could come up with. And we're very excited to continue this series today and for the rest of the week. So please do be sure to check out the Healthy Plainfield Coalition page for the rest of events that we'll have for the rest of the week. Just a reminder, individuals who do participate will be available, might have the opportunity to win a bike and a helmet and free ice cream. So be sure to check how to do that on our flyer that we'll be posting towards the end of the event. So without further ado, we have a great team. We have Easy Ride joining us today to talk about the benefits of biking and walking and how that benefits the entire world. So I'll let Latoya kind of get us started on that. And if you would please introduce yourself.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Latoya Howard, and I am one of the assistant coordinators on the Bike and Pedestrian Program at Easy Ride. And today we are going to be telling you all how biking is a benefit to each and every one of us, adults as well as children. But first, I do want to just start off by thanking a few people on behalf of our team. We would like to thank Tania Guaman from Healthy Plainfield. We would like to also thank Keisha Chubb from the YMCA, Mayor Mapp. We would like to also thank Bill Neerstedt, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that right, from the City Department of Planning. Also Valerie Jackson and Brittany Claybrooks from the Department of Economic Development. And also Donna Richard and Albanese Demare from the Dairy Queen. So we want to thank you guys for allowing us to be here and just helping to bring this event together full circle. And we can go ahead and advance the slides.
So, voy a traducir en español para todos. Hoy día vamos a hablar un poquito de andar en bicicleta y cómo te beneficia y a ti y al mundo. Y queremos dar gracias a Healthy Plainfield, a Tania, a Keisha, a Mayor Matt y Bill Neerstead y el Departamento de Económicos, Valerie y Brittany, y Dairy Queen también, a Donna y Richard para ayudar a nosotros a poder hacer esta semana de carro libre. Latoya, you're muted.
Sorry. So as we stated before, we're going to be talking today about how biking benefits us, our children, adults, even elderly people, and we will be getting into that in our next slide.
So, primero vamos a explicar cómo el ciclismo te beneficia a todos, a los niños, a adultos y a todos que van en bicicleta, te ayuda a ser más sano.
Okay, so as we know, exercise is very important, not just for children, but adults, for our entire lifespan. We're constantly hearing that we need to stay active. So it's unfortunate, but we have about 13.7 million youth ages 2 to 19 that are affected by obesity today in our country. And as you can see in the circle graph there, it breaks it down by age, and those 12 to 19 years old, they take up the biggest section at 39%. Also, these are things like obesity and being overweight. It leads to other chronic diseases, and we want to help to not just lower those numbers, but eliminate them. So we want to continue to promote exercise, walking and biking, so that our teens and children and adults can live a healthy life and have a longer lifespan.
Siguiendo en español, queremos decirte que ejercicio es muy importante. Cerca de 13.7 millones de jóvenes de 2 a 19 años de edad son afectados por la obesidad y hay muchos problemas en estas cosas que los niños y adultos también no son físicamente activas y comen alimentos que no son saludables. So, necesitamos decir a todos que es muy importante hacer ejercicios y tener una vida más saludable. So, puedes ver en este cosa de aquí al mano izquierda que hay bastantes personas, especialmente de 2 a 5, 6 a 11 y 12 a 19 años de edad que son afectados por la obesidad.
Okay, so here we actually have a chart that breaks down biking as an exercise. So biking typically burns a lot of calories. If you're looking for an exercise that's going to be fun and really work your body, bicycling is definitely one of those. This graph actually breaks down how many calories you can burn in different weight brackets. So as you can see, we have the 130 pounds, the 155, all the way up to 205. And it tells you how long you can cycle and at what speed you can go cycling and how many calories you will burn within 1 hour. So as we know, children need 60 minutes of exercise every day. So an hour of biking with the family or out in a bike park, that would be something that would be very beneficial to children. I think they would have a lot of fun. And even adults, we only need 30 minutes, but getting an hour is only going to benefit your health that much more. It'll probably make you feel a lot better. So we have this graph here just to show you guys, how many calories you can burn.
So, andar en bicicleta como ejercicio. Algunas personas quieren preguntar cuántas calorías quemas al montar bicicleta, si va a ayudarte bastante o no, pero este gráfico aquí a la derecha te dice que sí te ayuda bastante. Dice aquí si pesas 130 libras a 205 libras, te muestra cuántas calorías quemas andando en bicicleta. Hay algunas, uno que dice si vas despacio o relajado y otra si vas en bicicleta más rápido. So puedes ver cuántas calorías vas a quemar dependiendo cuánto pesas.
Okay, so here are some more benefits, overall benefits of cycling. I mean, there are a ton of benefits from biking. Your mental health, it improves your mental health. Exercise in general decreases depression, anxiety, and things like that. You're saving money. Some people bike so they don't even buy a car, therefore they're not paying for insurance, gas, and then it reduces the maintenance that you're putting into keeping a car on the road. As we know, that can also get expensive. You're building muscle, especially in your legs. You're increasing your fitness ability. Your immune system is being boosted altogether. It's also a great weight loss thing if you're looking to lose weight or just stay healthy in general. And also it improves the joint health. So as your knees, things like your knees, if you're having maybe tightening and things like that, things like cycling can just keep your joints moving at a healthy rate. And those are just some overall benefits.
So aquí en este diapositivo hay beneficios del ciclismo. So hay bastantes beneficios, pero aquí hay algunas que quería mostrarte. So, salud mental. Ciclismo mejora su salud mental y te da más energía y cosas así. Y también puedes ahorrar dinero. El ciclismo reduce costos de mantenimiento de su carro, seguro y gasolina. También te fortalece sus músculos y estado físico. Su sistema inmunitario también. Ciclismo mejora el sistema inmunológico. También puedes perder peso. Ciclismo es de bajo impacto y te ayuda a perder peso más fácil. Y también su salud de sus articulaciones. O ciclismo mejora la movilidad.
So not only does biking benefit each one of us, biking is also a great thing for our environment, for our cities, for our world, and also just for all of those around.
So, ciclismo ayuda a nosotros, pero también el ciclismo ayuda al mundo, a sus ciudades y a todos que están cerca.
So there's so many benefits of bicycling to our world. We really hope that all of you are taking the opportunity this week to go car-free. And since we are celebrating this whole week, you could even try any of these different options that we're suggesting each day this week, whether that's public transportation, biking, walking, using your scooter, or going in a carpool. But specifically, bicycling, like all of the other non-vehicle modes of transportation, it doesn't involve any kind of emissions from a vehicle. So first of all, when you're on your bike, it's just you pedaling your bike. It reduces air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. Also, it helps to reduce noise pollution. You're not going to hear people honking their horn. Maybe you'll hear a bike bell occasionally, but you're certainly not going to hear somebody revving up their engine. There's going to be less traffic on the roads of your city, which can make it, a much more pleasant environment. Without using a car, it reduces your need for parking. Your town won't need to have as many parking spaces devoted for cars, and you won't need to even think about like widening freeways. Instead, if we can all change over to modes like bicycling, we'll find that we'll have more space in our towns for other things like parks and parklets and more landscaping, more trees. The best thing of all is that when you're riding your bicycle around town, or if you're riding to work, it increases your opportunity to interact with your neighbors. I know, like when I'm out riding my bicycle or when I'm out walking and I see somebody I know, I can always give them a friendly wave, and I can actually stop and have a conversation if I want to. So it just makes your whole community seem more personable and friendly.
So, ya hablamos de los beneficios del ciclismo para nosotros, pero también beneficia todo el planeta. So, algunas cosas que hace es reduce la contaminación del aire y emisiones, reduce contaminación de acústico y del tráfico de las carreteras, reduce la necesidad de nuevos estacionamientos y carreteras, y aumenta el contacto con su comunidad. So, puedes ir en bicicleta y hablar con su comunidad, o decir hola nomás, y en carro no puedes hacer eso. So, ojalá ustedes están haciendo como nosotros y siguiendo esta semana sin autos. Y puedes ir caminando o en bicicleta o lo que quieras, pero si puedes ir sin auto, es mejor.
So I think one of the benefits, I always like to look for the silver lining in the dark clouds. And one of the benefits that we can see that's happened with the lockdown because of COVID-19 is that there are less people out, driving, more people staying home, working from home. And what I've noticed is a real increase in the numbers of people biking, getting outside for exercise, so they're not just always on their computers. So what we wanted to do also was to share with you some safety tips on how you can make sure you'll be safe when you're out biking in your community in Plainfield. So the first thing we always recommend is that before you go out on a ride, you need to check and make sure that your bike is safe and that your bike is ready to ride. So we recommend something called an ABC Bike Quick Check. So that involves first looking at A. A stands for air. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you have enough air in your tires, that they're inflated correctly. So what you can do is, you know, go to your tire and squeeze the wheel. Make sure that you can't squeeze it, that it's hard. If you can squeeze it at all and it feels soft, that means you need to put air in your tires. Secondly, B, you need to check your brakes. You need to make sure that if you pedal backwards, your bicycle is going to stop. You want to make sure that you roll your bike forward and squeeze both hand brakes. Make sure that it will stop your bike. That is crucial. Make sure also that your brake pads don't have too much wear on them. And then finally, we ask you to look at your chain. Make sure that it's not rusted. Make sure that it moves easily when you pedal backwards. And if you have any difficulties or issues with those things, you should take your bike to your bike shop, get them to give it, you know, an overhaul and make sure everything is working well. The other thing you want to do is look at your quick release levers. Those are the levers that are underneath your seat and on each tire. Make sure that those are closed tightly. And then of course, before you go out on a longer ride, just take a short little ride right in front of your house, your apartment. Make sure that everything feels safe, and then you're ready to go.
Bueno, yo sé que hay bastante malo de este año, pero hay algunas cosas que son buenas también. Hay bastantes más personas yendo en bicicleta, pero yendo en bicicleta es importante chequear antes que vas, y tenemos algo que se llama Comproba AFC. So, antes de montar en bicicleta, dedique unos minutos a realizar una Comproba AFC de algunas piezas importantes de la bicicleta. So, primero A significa aire. So, debes chequear el aire en su llanta y puedes aplastar duro, y si puedes aplastar adentro de la llanta, necesitas poner más aire, pero si está duro, está listo para ir, y debes chequear ambos llantas. F significa frenos, y debes chequear sus frenos de adelante, chequear si todo está bien con los frenos y los frenos también de atrás para ver si todo está funcionando bien y si puedes frenar bien, porque eso es muy importante cuando andas en bicicleta también. Y C significa cadena. Es muy importante chequear que todo está bien con su cadena, que está puesto bien y que todo está bien antes que vas en bicicleta. Y si vas a ir a bastante distancia, es bueno andar en bicicleta solo cerquita de su bloque para chequear que todo está bien antes que vas más distancia.
Okay, so one of the things we need to do besides checking our bicycles is we need to make sure that we have everything that we need to stay safe, especially now during coronavirus time. So one of the first things that Zach and I are going to talk about is how to fit a bicycle helmet. It is so important for everyone to really wear a bike helmet. It's required by law for all kids 17 and under, but we highly recommend that adults also wear a helmet when you're biking around in the city amongst traffic. You just never know what could happen. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff on the ground that could make your bike, you know, fall. With all the traffic, it can also be safer to have your helmet.
Bueno, tenemos unos consejos de seguridad, pero primero vamos a hablar de poner su casco y la importancia de poner su casco bien ajustado.
Okay, so if you look at my screen, you can see that I just put on my helmet. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you take 2 fingers. You should only have 2 fingers space between your eyebrow and the top of your helmet. So if I look up, hopefully I can see the front of my helmet. Then I also want to take my 2 fingers in a V, and I want to make sure that the clips on the side of my helmet are right underneath my ear on both sides. So having that clip up right under the ear allows it to stay tight to my face, as well as making sure that those clips are up and not like down here at the bottom, allows me to be able to tighten my helmet strap enough. I should only have 2 fingers that can fit, again, between my chin and the helmet strap. So it feels nice and tight. My helmet is not tipped up. It's not tipped too far forward. It's flat on my head and it feels secure.
Bueno, cuando pones un casco, es muy importante usar estos 2 dedos para ver si está ajustado bien. Primero vas a poner sus 2 dedos así y debe de estar solo 2 dedos de espacio entre las cejas y su casco. También si vienes así, debes de estar solo 2 dedos de espacio así y el clip debe de estar cerquita de su oreja en ambos lados. Y al fin es importante también solo tener 2 dedos de espacio debajo de su casco aquí para que está bien ajustado. No debe de estar un bajo o muy alto, debe estar solo 2 dedos de espacio y ajustado bien.
Great. So the other thing that we want to make sure that we're doing right now is to wear a mask. So, you know, the law right now encourages us to all wear a mask. And if you're out together riding with some other people, a lot of times we see that there are many people that are riding today, and you might be passing by people walking. So it's important, let's see if we can go back. Let's go back. It's important to wear our masks. So if you can, you know, I suggest wear a mask. Some of the cotton ones are looser fitting, but this is what we recommend for when you're biking. You don't necessarily, I wouldn't suggest a really heavy mask like an N95 because it'll be harder for you to breathe. So I just suggest a regular cotton mask that'll allow you to bicycle, but also, you know, protect yourself and protect others. You know, basically when we wear a mask, we're protecting other people. It blocks the spread of our breath.
So, si estás andando en bicicleta, una cosa que ahora necesitamos que hacer bastantes tiempos, y si estamos con amigos o cerca de otras personas, es muy importante usar una mascarilla y mantener distancia entre los bicicletas o los ciclistas.
Okay, the other thing we want to encourage you to do is to make sure that you're not using your phone or any headphones while you are bicycling. So many times we see people riding through and literally trying to, you know, dial their phones and talk on their phones while they're biking. It's really important that you be alert, paying attention. You're in traffic. Just like it's not recommended for people driving vehicles to be distracted by phones or headphones, same thing for bicyclists. You need to be able to hear and to see and to look at the road for hazards and to look at the drivers. So don't allow yourself to be distracted by technology.
So, también cuando andamos en bicicleta es muy importante estar alerta, sin teléfonos ni audífonos, porque esos son distracciones. Y si no tiene sus ojos y sus orejas en la carretera, no es buena idea. So, es importante tener cuidado con eso, sin teléfonos ni audífonos, y estar atento de los peligros de la carretera y a los conductores distraídos también.
Okay, so the other thing that's really important is to be seen, to be visible. So we always say be safe, be seen. You want to wear bright clothing. If you can get like a reflective or bright vest like I'm showing right now on my screen. I know like the camera only is looking at Zach, but he does have a nice bright green shirt on, but I'm wearing a bright pink sweater And you could have like a bright reflective vest. Vicki, would you be able to, or Tanya, showing my background right now?
Lisa, I think people can see it. I see you.
Oh, you do? Okay,
yeah.
sorry. I only see
No
you.
problem.
Okay, so if you can have something bright, that would be great. If you can see my background, I've got lights on my bike flashing. That's very helpful. And then the other thing we want to encourage you to do is make sure that you're heard. So you should have a bicycle bell. That's actually required by law for all cyclists. And headlights and taillights are required if you're riding in the evening time in New Jersey.
So es muy importante que estás escuchado y visto. So puedes poner ropa brillante como mi camiseta aquí, muy brillante. También es importante poner luces y una campaña en su bicicleta. Y es la ley de Nueva Jersey que usas esa campaña y luces cuando se oscure.
Okay, some other tips that we have. We encourage you to ride in a predictable manner so that drivers will know what you're doing and where you're going. So what you can do is make sure that you obey all the stop signs, make sure you obey all the signals. Red means stop. We go when it's green. We encourage people when it's yellow to stay there and wait at the curb. Don't try to ride through a yellow light. So many times cyclists get hit because they ride through a stop sign or a red light or a yellow light. The car doesn't realize or see them coming and they hit them. So that's very important. The other thing is make sure you stop at every corner. Make sure that it's safe for you to cross, look both ways, left, right, left. Listen and make sure you hear no sirens coming. Give a wave at the drivers to make sure that they see you. And again, always ride on the right-hand side of the road. Yield to any pedestrians that are crossing. Just like cars, bicyclists are considered vehicles, so we need to obey all the same rules and regulations of the road as cars do.
So, unos consejos de seguridad. También es muy importante que seas predecible, obedece las señales y manténgase a la derecha. Es importante porque algunas veces los ciclistas van en rojo o en amarillo y es muy importante que solo van en verde y que paran en amarillo o rojo porque necesitas hacer lo mismo que los carros. Y también que ten cuidado. Es importante que paras, miras, escuchas y saludas si estás en las esquinas o al fines de las calles. Es muy importante hacer eso para que los autos te pueden ver y para que estás seguro.
The other thing we want to emphasize is to just remember to signal, look around, scan around, and make sure that the drivers know what you're doing. So just like in your driver's ed class, you're going to signal with your left hand. A left signal is your left arm straight out. A right signal is your left arm bent up. And then a stop is your arm down.
Y la última cosa también es importante señalizar para que los autos puedan saber dónde vas. Si vas a la izquierda, pon su mano recto así. Si vas a la derecha, hacia arriba. Y si vas a parar hacia abajo. Eso son muy importantes también para que los autos sean donde vas y seas más seguro.
So thank you again for watching. We hope that you'll enjoy getting outside, going car-free, and riding your bicycles. Remember, if you go, don't go in a huge crowd. Just ride with maybe one or two friends, single file, stay on the right-hand side of the road, going with traffic, and we hope that you will have a wonderful day.
Gracias a todos. Solo queremos decir que sean seguros y que todos pasen un buen día y siguen en sus bicicletas y sin autos.